So chapter 8, get the sex you want, success strategies for satisfying sex. All right, the problem with that is it doesn't start with taking everything. So he says, taking everything written about nice guys in this book, their shame, their self-sacrifice, he gets you thinking about all the stuff he taught you. He doesn't enforce that without understanding the things and implementing true change with the things that you've learned, that none of this chapter matters. None of this matters. And what happened to you, James, when you were listening to this book on the side of the road?
Well, I mean, I was in a very bad emotional place, and sexual intimacy, we'll just call it that for lack of a better way, was gone. And there was a reason it was gone, because it wasn't mutually desired. And what I used sex for was a way of band-aiding my nice guy, band-aiding my identity, finding my validation. When the world was against me and everything was broken, I used my wife and didn't even know it. I used her and she knew it. And when she finally told me that, and I'm going through this book, my focus is now on me as a nice guy. It wasn't really productive because there was no steps out of it. Then all of a sudden at the end of the book, I'm back on the very thing that got me into the book.
I can get sex again.
And now I'm at the place where I'm going, well, no. And I really do feel like that what I was doing was that this entire book is a way, a caveat here. I'm not saying this is what Glover intended, but it's a way to create a covert contract to get back into the bed.
What I'm going to say is this, it's because definitely I don't believe his intention.
No, it's not.
But if it cuts over to his dating principles,
right,
which it does, okay,
right.
Well, he talks about dating openly and sex and how that's all supposed to be happening and all of that. So then we automatically know from if it's the same in marriage and sex and it's all about getting what you want and having sex, then it is one big giant covert contract.
Right.
It just really is.
And that's how I see it.
The opinion is in, I'll say the opinion. The opinion is in the fact of how he teaches his dating stuff.
Right.
Right. So again, I think that this chapter, you need to read it. It's really good. I mean, the shame and fear section is incredible on, like there's things that you don't think about with sex. Yeah. Okay. It's really good.
Well, it's strong from a psychological point of view.
It is.
It's strong.
The avoidance of sexual situations, etc. This is powerful. I mean, this for me, I used to be the kind of man that would be in my wife, intimate in my wife, and get out and yell at her, scream at her. I learned a lot about myself reading this section.
Right.
I think it's phenomenal. But for the purpose of what we're trying to do here today, I don't want men to really dive into this and think about it from a perspective of how can I do this section better.
Right.
I think that you get more benefit from a program who honors longevity, whose sustainability, who wants to see marriage actually saved. Not saying Glover doesn't, but just some of the work isn't what we would value at Moral Marriage. That's right. So I don't want to, again, I'm not trying to diminish Glover here. It's just, if you're still stuck in your nice guy triangle, or can be sucked in easily, don't have a good reality check system, and don't have a good turnover time, you could understand as much as you want, but you're going to interpret what you want in your own reality.
Right. And this is not a primer of growth. This is what's a better way for it? This is a profile of a man that is not a man.
Yeah,
that's what this is.
He was talking about himself.
This is a profile.
We see it in all of our men as well.
Yeah, this is a profile of James, and not every part, but for the most part, I'm in this book. Cass was in this book, but it's not a primer to get out of it. It's just like, here you go. You know what? Thanks. I read my psychological profile. Now what?
Do you know what? I'm going through this here again, and I'll look at 9 in a second, but we'll see what comes after this, guys, because I would much rather that they did your intimacy course for this chapter.
Right.
Insert the intimacy course, because he talks about intimacy on all different levels. And
I approach some of this stuff.
You do, of course, right? I mean, there's valuable information here, guys, but again, you need to use the information in a way that moves you forward, not in a way that's like, ooh, cool, I'm understanding things, and then what?
It's not no more.
Yeah.
It's some more.
It's some more, yeah. So let's check out 9. We'll be right back with you.